was 3 states away. 13 hours in the car was a lot, but it was not for pleasure, but it was a pleasure being there. But I went there for work and to give a presentation, and didn't have much time to kill, but I did have some time to kill, and of course I built in stops along the way, and of course my stops were at fragrance stores and department stores that have fragrances. So this is just a little bit of what I was able to pick up, and so this is from Ross and Burlington's. So I ain't never been to Burlington's before, didn't even know really that it was a thing, to be honest. I remember Burlington Coat Factory, and so I thought they just had coats. Never even occurred to me that they had fragrances, but so what they kind of have on tap, if you will, are a lot of Banana Republics. So in this video, I'm going to be blind sampling. I haven't smelled them yet. 6 Banana Republics, as well as 2 others. I picked up 2 sports colognes. So I did leave the cellophane on it this time. I know there's probably some people that enjoy the crinkle sounds, but also I wanted to show you what I paid for them too. So let's do it. This first one I picked up in Montgomery, and I've been wanting to try this. This is dark cherry and amber, and in fact, this actually was in the women's section. I guess it does lend itself to being a little bit more feminine, so luckily at Burlington's, both the women's and the men's are together, so it's unlike, TJ Maxx or some of these other places, Marshalls, that are at 2 totally different sides. And I paid $19.99 for this guy, or girl. That was pretty painless. Okay. So I never really considered Banana Republic to be a fragrance house. I'll be perfectly honest with you. They sell clothes, and I thought it was like the Tommy Bahamas and the Abercrombie and Fitch. They have some good fragrances, don't get me wrong, but they're not a serious designer house. So I thought Banana Republic was like this, but maybe not. I want to see. I want to be proven wrong. First off, these are eau de parfums, so they're not EDTs, and I like that. Packaging's pretty nice. I guess it's made in Ireland, which is unique. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's simple packaging. I don't mind simple packaging. As long as it, I think it should fit what it is. That's how I view things. It should fit what it is. If it's a fragrance, it should be clean, luxurious, but when you start charging me another $10 just for a package that I'm going to throw away, you can keep it. Alright. I love that bottle. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Can't smell it. That's a good sign. Alright, now we're gonna do our countdown. Let's see how many sprays it takes. Some of that lollipop. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. And I almost just sprayed right over the paper too. Okay. So first reaction is it is super feminine off the top. That cherry, there's 2 different ways that fragrances can incorporate cherry, and one of them is a dark, rich, dark cherry like you would find in, ice creams. Kind of play on chocolate and richness gourmand kind of fragrance. And then you have a cherry that's very light and playful, whimsical. And this one is 100% the second one. Unfortunately, that's not my preference. It is just, it's very playful, and I don't really know what amber means to be able to pick it out, but it kind of just reminds me of a body spray or a lotion, a women's lotion. I'm waiting to see what the dry down's like, because maybe it'll dry down. I mean, it was never described as a masculine fragrance, so it's not like I'm like, what the heck, but it's sweet, fruity, you got the cherry, but just floral and overly playful and feminine, I think. So we'll see how it dries down, but that'll be interesting. I was hoping for something different, I won't lie to you. This next one is 78 Vintage Green, and you can hear it rolling around in there, which it looks like it's kind of the same box design, but I got this for $21 at Ross. Useless. So, from what I understand, I think this is actually Banana Republic's most popular fragrance, Vintage Green 78. I'm afraid to open this because I think it's going to come tumbling out. Oh no, it's okay. So, it's the exact same packaging as... Sorry, that was unpleasant. Sorry about that. It's the exact same packaging as the cherry one. Clear bottle. It's literally just a clear version of the cherry one. So, simple can be nice. Nothing. Alright. Let's spray. 1, 2. Oh, 2. It was a second. That was a second time sprayer. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a second because that's just a super alcohol burn right there. Super alcohol burn. Okay. When I hear green, I always am thinking earthy and fresh, perhaps a little bit of fruit in there. Wow. This, I'm at a bit of a loss for words right now. It is, the alcohol takes a second to dissipate, but once it's gone, you have a very, very confusing fragrance. I tell you what it smells like. This is what it smells like. Take 4711, the old cologne that's 100% lemon peel, lemon zest, or whatever. That's the base, or the top notes. That's what you smell predominantly. And then on top of that, you have earthy tones, like dirt, something very earthy, homey, not like a forest, not like fresh, just super grounded. Like, it's, to me, it's like Demeter's dirt and 4711 combined. But it also kind of smells like a lotion too. I don't dislike it. I'm gonna spray it one more time, because the atomizer, while good, doesn't give you a lot, and then I'm just gonna leave it and we're gonna see what it dries down to. But I just get this strong blast of that lemon peel that you get in 4711. Like, that's predominantly what I smell. That citrus. It's good. I like it, but let's wait till it dries down. Up next, we have Cordovan Vintage. And I paid $19.99 for this. Now, this from Ross. This is not Cordovan. It's not. It's Cordovan Vintage. There's a difference. When I looked up this price in the store, I was like, oh, that's a great deal. And then when I looked at it later, it was like $15, and it was because I was looking at Cordovan, not this guy. I guess this is a somewhat new release, and I don't know what the vintage means. Let's find out. Feeling that we're gonna get a bit of a different looking bottle this time. Let's see. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I see vintage, I kind of get excited, because to me, it reminds me of like a leathery, boozy kind of base. I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but that, when I see vintage, I'm like, yeah. So, that's just very faint. You can see that on there. The top is nice. I'm sure it's not leather, but it kind of looks like it. So, preliminary guesses. I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of Tonka Bean or leather in the base. I'm assuming it's going to have some woodsy mids, and I'm also assuming that it might have a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of fruit in the top. Perhaps citrus. But I think it's going to dissipate fast. That's my guess. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 is a good number, I think. 3 is normal. Okay, so far so good. The top is very much that fruity citrus. It's actually playing it off light and happy than I thought it would be. Very similar to an opening of like Myself by Saint Laurent. So I'm assuming that's bergamot. I can start to get some of those subtle, more woodsy, musky notes in the mid. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this keeps going. This so far has been the best one, I think, in my opinion. But I'm assuming it's going to change quite a bit. Gosh darn. Okay. Okay, next. Black Walnut Legend. And I paid $19.99 for that again from Ross. guessing it's going to be a very similar looking bottle to Cordovan. Yep. They're identical. They're identical. Well then, how about that? I have no idea what this is going to be like. Let's go ahead and try it. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. 4. Get a nice little dollop on there. I learned the hard way not to shake that when you have a lot on there. You shake the paper and it backsplashes right in your eye. I've had to stop videos for that before. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Creed Aventus. Whoa. What? Creed Aventus, is that you? I'm struggling to find anything else to say about it other than Creed Aventus. This is Creed Aventus. We're gonna wait till it chills. That is straight up Creed Aventus. What is this? This is Black Walnut Legend. I was not expecting that. Okay. The reason why I haven't gone any deeper is because it's literally Creed Aventus. It's smoky pineapple, citrus, spice, that's it. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like when it sits down. That is straight up Creed Aventus. Wow. Okay. This next one, I could only find this at Burlington. So, in 1999. And this is Midnight Hour. And from what I understand, this is a bit of a rare find. For reals though, I do actually kind of like the fact that the bottles are kind of matching for display purposes. I think they're actually going to look really nice all together, but it's just simple. They're simple bottles, like simple packaging. I don't mind that, I really don't. So, for something like Midnight Hour, I would expect a date night fragrance. I would expect something seductive, something that has a little pizzazz, something that is rich and complex. So let's see what we get. Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. Uno más. I'm gonna start to spraying. I get a better result from that, I think. Okay. Yep. Honestly, it kind of comes off like a Credaventus type, but it's certainly not trying to be Credaventus. I mean, it's using the same DNA, don't get me wrong, but you're having rich, complex notes, but you're also having a different fruit. I'm not sure what fruit that is. It's almost more of a lemon, I think. It's definitely a citrus, and then you have that smokiness, but it's Black Walnut was trying to be Credaventus 100%. It's trying to be Credaventus, plus it's trying to add a little bit extra some. It's more soapy. It's like a soapier version of Credaventus. I actually really like it. I think that Credaventus dolled up works. I think it does. Okay. I'm anxious to see how that dries. Now we're on to our final Banana Republic fragrance. And this is tobacco and Tonka Bean. And we got that purple glass. So now we have 4 identical bottles. But like I said, I think they look classy, so I don't mind. What do y'all say? Am I gonna have a third Credaventus cologne? A third Aventus cologne in a row. Let's see. Got 1, 2. Oh, this is a second hitter. 1 more. 3. I'm excited for this. I like tobacco scents, and I love Tonka Bean. Ooh. Maybe I don't like them together. Right off the nose, it's like super offensive. Super in your face. I'm thinking it's gonna mellow down. The tobacco, I would have thought would be more of the front. It's not tobacco. I don't even get the tobacco yet. It's kind of just a... How did he even describe this? It's kind of like it's a Tonka bean. Like you just get bean, kind of like that waxy type of fragrance. I don't get the tobacco at all whatsoever. Like, tobacco to me is one of the easiest notes to pick out because it just reminds you of like a cigar shop. I don't get that at all, so let's leave that and come back to it, and hopefully we can find that. Okay, this next one, Republic is FC Barcelona, and this is a $9.99 fragrance. Now, believe it or not, this was a suggested fragrance from one of my pals in what they call FragCom, or fragrance community, and they told me that it was surprisingly good. Now, I don't know what that means. Do you mean that it's surprisingly good for a fragrance that you thought would be awful? Do you mean it's surprisingly good for a $9.99 fragrance? Do you mean that it was surprisingly good as in it was really good? We're gonna find out. So this is it. You got the logo and Barca. It's an EDT concentration, which most sport fragrances are. Clean bottle. And so, fun fact about me, I used to play soccer as a child and went on to play it in college as a goalkeeper. And my first love team, the first team that I really became obsessed with was FC Barcelona. And this was like when I was 10 or something, like not recent at all. And this was during FC Barcelona's golden years with Deco and Xavi and Carles Puyol and Lionel Messi, obviously. It was the dream team. It was an incredible, incredible team. And since then, I've graduated to the Premier League. But now I used to really like Man United, and now that kind of switched a little bit too. Given the fact I'm not from there, it's not a location thing. It's just what players I like, the style of play that I like. When they got a couple of really interesting picks at Man City, I was real interested in that, but I don't really have a dog in the fight. I'm not loyal to any particular team in the Prem League. I just think if you want to see incredible, incredible soccer, top class soccer, football, the Premier League's where it's at. I like the Bundesliga, but Premier League is awesome. So this little fun fact, and of course, a shout out to my man Ronaldinho, one of the best footballers of all time. So let's see if the fragrance is any good. Oh, it was a single shot. Do it one more time. Okay. So, I feel like sport fragrances in the past have been really aromatic and spicy. This is not that. It's super sweet and citrusy. It's an adolescent fragrance, almost like if Happy by Clinique had some more complexity to it, because it doesn't have those broad fruity notes, the orange notes like Happy does, but it has the same vibe. It's putting off a lot of playfulness, a lot of happiness, a lot of energy. This would be a good fragrance for the gym, or which is supposed to be, right? It's a sports fragrance. Or maybe even the office. It's inoffensive. That's something you're not going to notice till you get close to it. Probably will not last that long. Yeah, it's a super simple, soapy bergamot woods type of fragrance, like the Old Spice and those types of fragrances. I agree. I agree with the person who recommended it to me. That's a dang good. It's a dang good find. It's a dang good pickup. I could see myself wearing that, and I could see myself giving it as a gift too, for sure. of course, if I have FC Barcelona, I gotta get Real Madrid. Los Blancos. And this was another $9.99 fragrance. Yeah. Right on, right on. So far, so good. Let me get tester strip. One color, one club. Los Blancos. Real Madrid. So, who makes these? Because let me show you some. So this was made in Spain, and I'm assuming this is also made in Spain. So it is. I'm trying to find, like, if I can find the house. If it says, it probably won't. So that's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. So I'm not just assuming. I know just from these bottles. You're talking about the same house that created these. Well, maybe not created them, but certainly packaged them. Well, I know that Real Madrid usually can whoop up on FC Barcelona, so let's see how the fragrances compare. Let's see if this is another one-hit spray. 1, nope. 2, one more, 3. What I really like about this is that there's no alcohol burn. Like, right from the start, you're getting that gorgeous fragrance. Real Madrid wins 100%. Wow. So, FC Barcelona opened up very playful, friendly, and happy. This is rich. Wow, this is my kind of fragrance profile. This is that spicy, warm kind of fragrance. It's rich, it's dark, it's complex. It's like there's some black currant in there or something that brings it down a notch, so it's not happy and overjoyed and jubilant. This is almost like a date night fragrance. That's really good. Wow, that's good. Oh man. The only thing I'm upset about with that guy is that it's not in an eau de parfum. And I'll tell you why it matters. I did all of these fragrances that I get, I put them through the test, so later on I can include them in my best of videos. And if something is not good quality, I'm not going to recommend it, right? So I sprayed 2 EDPs and 2 EDTs, and when you spray yourself with an EDT and then an EDP, look down your arm, you'll see the perfume oil is still on your arm from the EDP, but it's gone with the EDT. There's nothing that stays there, and within an hour to an hour and a half, it's gone. And so whenever I can, I try to get the EDP. I prefer EDP. I don't like parfums. The parfums are too well blended, and they usually don't last even as long as the EDP. this is dark cherry at all. It smells way too similar to a body lotion that you'd find at Bath and Body Works. I'm gonna give this guy a 6 out of 10. Disappointed, not because it's necessarily a bad fragrance, but I was really looking forward to it. And I was excited when I bought it too. Okay, next. Vintage green. Okay, now that it's broken down, it still smells like 4711. It still has that cloyingly lemon pez kind of backdrop. But it also has something else in there that I'm not sure how to describe. Lemon pez mixed with some crazy, some kind of floral note. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. So not great. Next, Cordovan. If you remember, this is the one that started off super over the top, kind of fruity, and I thought would calm down and get more rich and complex. So let's see if it did. That's good. So just like I thought, that initial alcohol burn is gone. Those fruity top notes are gone. Honestly, I think if they would have hired this guy to do diesels for life, it would have sold better, because this is what I think of when I think of vintage and diesel. I think of leathery, complex, and I don't like leather fragrances. So if I like a fragrance that has leather in it, it's because it's very minor or a base note. That's real nice. That's really nice. I wish I would have sprayed that twice. Hey, that rhymed. Because it's not too strong, that's for sure. It's not a strong fragrance, but you have a very manly, musky kind of fragrance down beneath. Okay, next. I'm gonna give that guy an 8 out of 10 for sure. So that's actually in the lead right now. Next, Black Walnut Legend. And this is the one that I said was 100% trying to be Creativentus. Let's see what it dried down to. It's Creativentus. It's Creativentus. Have you smelled Creativentus? Then you've smelled this fragrance. I don't know if maybe my nose is just getting a little bit tired, but it's not projecting, it's not super strong. If you compare like one spray of that compared to Club de Nuit's Intense, it's no question, like, Club de Nuit would drown that thing, but sometimes you want a little bit of subtlety, and that is why I never wear Club de Nuit, for other reasons as well, but I don't wear it because it's too intense for me. So I can actually appreciate that, but I 100% did not think that I would be buying 2 Aventus clones from this stack. I'll give that an 8 as well. This next one is Midnight Hour. I actually really like this one. And I can already tell you right now, if you go out and see this guy at your, discount shelf or whatever, pick it up. This is the best one out of all of them, I think. This was described to me as a Creativentus clone, and it is very similar with that DNA, but it adds something to it. It's fruitier than Creativentus. It's brighter. It's sweeter than Creativentus. I really like that. And I think it'd be a pretty good date night fragrance too. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10, which I think some people might think that it's stupid to give, like, especially an Aventus clone, right? An 8 or a 9 out of 10, but you know what? It's good. And not only is this, an Aventus clone, but it improves on it, so I think it's the best so far. And the last of Banana Republic. I think it actually has the coolest bottle, but we're not going off of just bottles. Oh. Get out of town. That is so much better now. Sweet Tonka Bean, sultry. This would be really good layered with like Angel Share and like a boozy fragrance. It just makes it so much richer. I said it before and I'll say it again. The tobacco is not the star here, which you would think. Tobacco and Tonka Bean, it would be the star. It's not. It ain't the star here. So it's very much in the background. You have that waxy bean kind of note. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 as well. Alright. Barcelona. Let's see how it's dried down. That's hilarious to me that the same business bottles and makes these fragrances. I don't want anyone thinking that because after I sprayed the Real Madrid, I was like, yeah, it beats Barcelona. I don't want anyone thinking it's because Barcelona's bad. This is a dang good fragrance. I would wear this to the gym 100% every day. In fact, I might. Right now I'm wearing Leighton. Every day I wear Leighton right now to the gym. That's really good. That's real good. It's just fruity. It's playful. It's inoffensive. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. I can't wait. I'm going to put it on skin and test the projection performance of it. I don't think it's going to be great. That's the biggest problem that I have with it, but I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And then last. It's just so good. It's warm, it's sultry, it's date night fragrance, it's complex. It has those deep, richy, earthy notes. It's got that where you take a whiff of it and you're like, I gotta go back in. No, I gotta go back in. It's what they would consider, I think, to be a bit of a mystery fragrance, which means don't really know what it is. It's a whole bunch of notes that don't seem to go together, but somehow they come together and they smell pretty good. So, man, none of these fragrances are reinventing the wheel at all. You have vintage green, which I think smells so similar to a souped up version of 4711. You have dark cherry and amber, which has been done a million times. Cordovan is actually really good, and it doesn't remind me of anything. It seems pretty unique. And then, of course, you have Black Walnut Legend, which is Creativentus, Midnight Hour, Creativentus, Tobacco and Tonka Bean. I don't know if it ever cloned anything, but it's inoffensive. They don't take the risk of using too much tobacco to be offensive. Barcelona is just fresh, fruity, and Real Madrid is a very curious fragrance. So, none of these are niche or niche quality. None of these are myself wearing almost every single one of these, almost every one. And the winner for me is probably going to be Midnight Hour out of all of these, but Real Madrid comes in pretty close, so I think I'll be making a video soon about top Christmas gifts, and I might feature one or two of these because they're the right price. So, anyways, y'all, 13 hours in the car, but I had to make a video. I was so excited. 13 hours. That's a long time. I think I started hallucinating after like the third hour. Oh my gosh, and it started raining, the whole thing. But I hope y'all are doing good. Thanks y'all for your support. And somebody said on my subscriber suggested fragrances to turn that